So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the RZNGMEN show, and I'm your host, Craig Carlisle, and I'm excited. I've got a guest in studio with me. I've got a good friend of mine and one of the strong worshipers, musician, singer, songwriter, Massimo Spadazzi. He's in studio with me. Say good morning.
Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing? Hope you all are having a great time and getting ready for Christmas. Can't believe it's already here, man. 12 months just went so fast.
So fast. Now, tell me about it. Now, we got you in here as a part of our on-track spotlight. You're one of the many guests we believe that the Lord's going to bring and send us, who are musicians, singers, songwriters. Tell us your story. You've got a great band. What's the name of the band? Tell the people.
So the band that I'm in, we're called Desert Hounds.
Your band, yep. Desert Hounds. Where did the name come from? And how did you get involved? And I know you played in some really cool band competition.
Yeah.
Where did the name come from? Because I don't think of Desert Hound. I think of a rat or a dog or a wolf or something. I mean,
yeah.
What is it?
So Desert Hound, well, it's... I really don't know why the guys came up with the name Desert Hounds. I mean, from the story that I heard, they were just all sitting around trying to think of a cool band name, and
sure.
They were just thinking of different things, and I don't know why, but like one of the guys was saying like desert something, and then like another guy was saying like something with hounds in it, and they were like, "Whoa, wait, let's back up a little bit. Let's kind of combine the two, and let's see." So like Desert Hounds was just something that just stuck, and they were looking for something more like, edgy,
sure,
rustic,
sure,
that sounded kind of bluesy, kind of old time rock, kind of grit to it. And so Desert Hounds, and we rolled with it, and that's now, why.
Is that the style of Desert Hounds? Is it that bluesy grit? I mean, because you guys, when I heard you guys sing at Anastasia's party, you guys don't sound like guys that are 20 and 23, years old. You guys sound like some seasoned vets. I mean, is that what Desert Hound is all about? To be gritty, edgy, and mature sound? Yeah.
I mean, what we're trying to do, because the music we're trying to play is independent rock and blues.
Yeah.
And so we want to be at a point that we when people listen to us, not just see us, but just listen, they hear like, wow, these guys are very seasoned.
Sure.
Very seasoned instrumentalists, musicians that, are trying to make a name for themselves. And right now we're trying to become more local.
Okay.
More known in our valley.
Okay.
Which is great because we're playing more venues. Like every show we've played, we've been asked to play. We've never asked to play, but have been asked.
Now, do they pay, or do you have to come and just pay?
Lately, we've been getting paid venues. Before, they were just more free stuff, just to get our name out there and all that stuff.
Now, you have an album out right now as the Desert Hounds.
Right.
Now, you mentioned before off air that you were working on a second one. What's that all about, and where are you at that one? So
the first album was with the original guys. Because I came in later.
Got it. Okay.
With Desert Hounds. And so that album is on Spotify.
Okay.
And I'll send you links with everything like that. And,
yeah. My kids, we bought that CD at Anastasia's party.
Right.
But the kids probably have it somewhere. I got to find it.
Yeah. So what we're working on now is, it's a new album with new songs with the newer members of the band, myself. My friend Christian Bidwell, my friend Alden DiBernardo, and the drummer from my church, Josh Nunez.
Got it.
And so
he's my kid's drummer and guitar teacher.
Yep. So we know him very well, and just all these guys are just so skilled in the type of music that they play, and so we just all come together not only as bandmates but as friends to create something new. And each song is Like I said, we're gonna have like some sweet jams coming your guys' way, and I'm really excited to hear what people think of our new songs. And there's gonna be just such a different style of music, but it's gonna incorporate still that Desert Hounds feel.
Sure.
And we're only trying to go up. We're trying to excel in our performance, in becoming more seasoned, in gelling. When people see us, like, wow, they know what they're doing. They're not just a couple of 20-year-olds just playing to play, but they mean something, and they're serious about this. So I'm really looking forward to that. The album should be out probably around February.
Okay.
We're not really in a rush right now. We're in the mixing stage of the.
Searching for shirts should be out.
My phone thought I said Siri.
Got it. No problem.
Anyway, so like I said, we're not in a rush with this album, but we should be done probably within maybe mid-February.
Okay.
Maybe March.
Okay.
We're in the mixing stage right now. Once we're done with that, then we're going to get it mastered by a friend of ours, and then we're gonna also take the cool CD cover photo and all that stuff, and we have some funny ideas for that.
Okay.
So I'm really excited for just this progression, and we got merchandise coming your way, and
you have to give me all of the links, and we'll put all of our stuff. We'll add our social media with yours and really push this thing. Now, when you guys are playing at Desert House, you're in the band, you're in the bars, you're in the clubs. What does that feel like? Because I know as you also doing worship at church, how are you able to keep the two? I mean, and do you are all of your bandmates Christian?
Yes, all of them, which makes it so much easier.
Okay, so you have some accountability there, at least on the road together.
Exactly, and it just really helps too. Not only that we hang out as bandmates, but we hang out as friends. Like we'll hang out to go watch movies, or just hang out to go grab a bite to eat.
Sure.
Sometimes I'll crash at one of my bandmates' house, and we'll just all just hang out. And during that time too, we can write, or sometimes if we don't want to just think about music, we'll play games or just hang out, just enjoy each other's company. And so it does help when the accountability comes into play, because us being Christian guys in a band, we don't play Christian songs, but we have certain songs that do reference like God, and kind of subliminally in the songs, and so you look at Jesus, not saying that we're Jesus, but Jesus hung out with the sinners, he hung out with the prostitutes, he hung out with just the dark and broken and the ones that just felt worthless. And so we're exposing ourselves to that kind of environment, so that way we can be light to people, we can be love to people. We don't necessarily have to push the Bible down somebody's throat.
Exactly.
But we can be accepting of them. We can love on them. We can encourage them, and we can respect what they have to present. And then
likewise, they're doing the same thing for you, because you're being both salt and light to them. Now in the church, let's talk about that too, because you talk about playing in the venues, right? So you have a job, an occupation, a career, or a vocation that you enjoy, that you love, that you're pursuing, and you have your worship, you have your ministry aspect. Are the two the same? Do you find that they gel and walk the same lines? How do you balance the two at 23 years old, worshiping 4 services a weekend? And currently you are one of the primary worship leaders at our church. So how do you balance that? How does Massimo balance and keep grounded and centered?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, so being a part of the ministry on the worship team, it's really important, because it's really important to just you have to be that example, and not saying I'm the example, but I'm learning and I'm growing, definitely, and I'm willing to take critique and to help me grow, right? And so when I'm up there on the platform, I have to be careful with my actions outside of church too, because you never know when you're being watched by somebody from the church. There's not a day that goes by where I run into somebody from church, whether I'm at a coffee shop or I'm at a restaurant. I was with my family one time up in Idlewild at Lake Hemet, and I met one person that went to Centerpoint Church. You're like, hey, you're Massimo from Centerpoint. It's me, so-and-so, and I saw you there. And I'm like, oh, so it's anywhere, literally no joke. It's anywhere. So you really have to be careful with what you're doing and the actions that you take. And so as part of being a leader, I really have to put myself in a place to be like, all right, Lord, I'm trying to be obedient with you. I need to be humble in what you're calling me to do, the giftings that you've given me that I'm wanting to increase on, pursue more so, and to play skillfully. So when it comes from that to Desert Hounds, it's the same thing. You don't know who's watching, so I have to I have to be that example, not only as I am on the platform at Centerpoint,
Sure.
but also as I am with Desert Hounds.
Sure.
And especially where I'm at, like being surrounded by, you know, a big portion of the time non-believers.
Sure.
And so, you know, I just gotta, like you said, I gotta be that salt, that light.
Yeah, because you may be the only God that some of the people in these clubs and bars may see. And as you're planting that seed and they're watching, hey, that young guy, he doesn't have a alcoholic drink in his hand.
Yeah.
Well, they may be wondering, they may even come and talk to you. I don't know, people strike up conversations with you and just to smell your breath, to see if you have alcohol in your breath and kind of see what you're all about. But now, the older generation, do they support you enough? Because I watch posts, and I'm a big social media guy, and I'm seeing who's liking people's posts on Instagram and Twitter and things like that, and your posts never come off as people don't support you, but are you getting people to really stand behind you? Because I'm here, I offer my services to you as a sounding board, as a place, as a safe haven for you.
Right. But
do you get the help? What is the response that you get from adults?
It's pretty cool. Like, so through the years of just my ministry and just growing, I have definitely been given more of just a willingness from people to help and mentor me. And right now we're starting in the beginning of the year too. I'm going to be mentored by Pastor John Hansen, which is such an awesome privilege and honor just to pick his brain and to learn what he's gone through and to now, and to be able to use the tools and things that he tells me to grow more so. So it's not only I have the support of my lead pastor, but I have the support of his wife. I have the support of just friends, family, you know, like, and I haven't, you know, I'll get critiques here and there on like certain little things, and you know, there's always going to be a nitpick on little things.
Of course.
You know, and that's totally fine, even with the big things too. Anything to help me grow.
Yes.
And but so far, like, it's been really great. It's been such a blessing to have just people supporting me, encouraging me, pushing me up there more so, and you know, because of what God is calling me to do. And me just trying to be obedient in what God is calling me to do, I think people are also seeing that.
Yes.
And, you know, it helps a lot when your church family has the same vision as you, and vice versa. Like, I want to be used as a vessel for Centerpoint. For the vision of Centerpoint. To bring God's people to the throne room, to encourage people to worship, to be in a place of intimacy with the Father. And to have such an awesome worship experience that their atmosphere is just changed.
Oh, yeah. And I enjoy it because it's such a purity in your worship. There's such a purity in your play. Because I've known you now almost 3 years, or maybe a little over 3 years. When I came, this was the first church that my family joined after my wife's passing. And it was a place where I always thought I just would kind of just pass by, spend a few weeks and see what's going on. But I've tried to even find reasons at this church not to take the wheels off my trailer and stay a while. I can't leave this church anytime soon. My kids love this church. My kids love you. I mean, when you came in, they came and gave you hugs. I tell them to give hugs to the people who I can see God in. I've never had to do that with you. They immediately knew and saw the God in you.
Wow.
And Caden, when you came in, you saw Caden's new guitar. He only wanted to play acoustic because you and Pastor Troy play acoustic. He practices. I don't have to force him to practice. He wants to practice. He wants to play. He's 13 years old, 5'8", in the 97th percentile of height and weight. I would want him to have, in my, fleshly man, to play sports, basketball, volleyball, swim, something. This kid loves music. He loves God. He loves you. So the kids are always excited to see. And you're young. You're. I guess I should say this way. You're in an area in ministry and just in life that you're going to be able to reach children and other people that as adults, we can't reach them.
Right.
So I guess I want to encourage you to know that. Your senior pastor, your leadership at Centerpoint Church sees something in you.
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not you worship one day or 1,000 days, but with the time that you've got, man, I just encourage you and I bless you with everything the Lord has for you. Just health and strength and prosperity and refreshing after each service.
Yeah.
Definitely praying for no transfer of spirits, because when you get done ministering, I watch, right? Because I'm always coming to find out, do you need anything? Are you okay? When you do something in the set, there's people thronging towards the band.
Right.
To worship leaders. So just be mindful as an intercessor, we need to pray that there are no transfer of spirit, that you can be able to minister still, catch your breath, and not take back anything that someone else is carrying, asking you to pray for, that doesn't belong with you. You know, from the freedom prayer classes and prophecy class, you have to shake that off, right? Change the atmosphere, and we keep going.
Right.
So maybe that's another thing I offered to you is when we're there, we can pray together.
Yeah. Offer
that for you. What would you tell yourself now, if you were to come back and listen to yourself later? Preferably you'll be able to use this as a time capsule to play for your children, your children's children. What would you want yourself to hear from this 23-year-old self?
I would say just to be encouraged in the call that God has for you, to remain steadfast in what He, calls you in doing in ministry, whether it be worship, whether it be something else, serving. That's all the ones that can come to the top of my head right now. But, there's so many other aspects of ministry that can just spread God's love in the kingdom of God.
Sure.
Just to generations to come.
Okay.
And just to tell, like if I were to tell myself, just to be encouraged, remain steadfast.
Sure.
Be in prayer, seek God's love, seek the worth that He's set inside of you. Ask Him to give you spiritual eyes to see, spiritual ears to hear, and to just never lose sight on His promise for you.
Yes.
Because in the end of it all, it doesn't matter how the world defines success or making it or having that American dream or anything like that.
Yeah.
And the important is, yes, I'm making the most of what I have now in this life.
Yeah.
God has called me to be a go-getter, to go bring worship to the nations, to establish an atmosphere of intimacy between God and His people through worship.
Yes.
But also to be humble.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the end of it all, when my time comes, then I'm to worship for eternity with Him.
Yeah. Now, what has He spoken to you? Off air, we talked about, what has God shown you? What is God speaking from Massimo right now?
Mm-hmm. Right now, God has just put me in a place to where He's told me to remain where I'm at, and from there, greatness will come.
There it is. And you've been listening to the Raising Men Show. I'm your host, Craig Carlisle, and I've been blessed to have in studio with me Massimo Spadazzi.
Thank you.
Band leader, worshiper, songwriter, singer, musician. I don't know what else to tell you. My kids love him, and I hope you guys love him too. We're going to play some of his music, some of the Desert Hounds music.
Come on.
And we're going to have all of the social media and all the places where you can buy merchandise, and you can support them. We'll have their calendar out on our website as well. Support them. These are great young men. I wouldn't have them in my house around my kids if they weren't. And they're blessings to me, and I pray that they'll be blessings to you all. Hope you've enjoyed the Raising Men Show. Again, I'm Craig Carlisle, your host. See you next time.
You're listening to Raising Men with my dad and your host, Craig Carlisle, on WKBY 1080 AM.
I can't remember the last time I had friends like you. I swear I know you like my feet know the soles of my shoes. And I owe so much of the man that I am to you. Each time I leave here, I always come back someone new. axe in hand by the door. But I'll keep those boots on for when I come running back for more. Born and raised in California, I keep my eyes on that western sky. I'm going back to California, underneath that western sky. I'm coming home. Caroline, I feel okay, better than this, so you say. It's never about me anyway. It's never about me anyway. Tried to fix the first mistake. It's easy to mess up from the games we play. It's never about games, was it, babe? It's never about games, was it, babe? Oh, my sweet Caroline, no one wants to die alone. Caroline, I feel okay, better than this, so you say. It's never about me anyway. It's never about me anyway.
This is Craig Carlisle, the host of the RZNGMEN show, and I'm also an executive producer of the independent feature film Restored Me.
I lost everything for something I didn't do. What type of God is gonna watch a man get up on his feet and then kick him right back down and get drugged through the dirt again?
It's a powerful, feel-good dramedy that centers around a young man trying to restore his relationship with his young daughter and her mother.
Talk to him just like you're talking to me.
Where have you been, kid? These people take communion from me. I am their God.
This film speaks to restoring your faith and pushes a bold message of positivity and motivation. The cast includes Gary Owen, Bill Duke, Will Young Lee, Matt Gerald, Richard T. Jones, Malik Yobo, Yancey Arias, and Bo Casper Smart, just to name a few. Restored Me is available on over 100 digital markets, including iTunes, Amazon, and on demand from your local cable provider. Buy it, rent it. Either way, I'm asking you to watch it. It'll bless your life.